What up? What up? What up? We are back. Short in person here with handsome Shrek.
Hello.
And we're kind of we kind of did a flip flop today. We're on opposite sides.
Opposite sides of the table.
Of the
really
table.
Mixing it up.
Like what the hell? This is the alternate second take.
So this is maybe the first take was the other side.
Now we're gonna bring it back. Now we're gonna bring it back.
Second take disputed.
Now the funny thing is, one thing I want to talk about right off the top, and it seems like we're bringing this shit up every freaking podcast, but something interesting happened yesterday. I made a post asking for suggestions on shows to watch.
Uh-oh.
So I said that. I said, hey.
What you got?
What you got? So then after that I said, what you hoes watching? Now, those who know me and have been with me for quite some time know that I use hoes all the time.
And it's an endearing term.
It's a term I use out of love.
Absolutely.
And I also use rat bastard, just like interchangeable. Every other post is going to have one or the other. I've been doing it for quite some time now. Boom, 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 boom. Getting all sorts of great recommendations on shows I can watch and where I can find them, because that's how it started first that way. People were just putting shows there, and I'm like, all right, well, is it Netflix? Is it Hulu? Is it HBO? Where do I find it? So I had to come back, and put a couple of, hey, where is that? What is it about? That type of thing.
Yeah, what's going on? You can't just say the name of a show and then that be a recommendation.
Yeah, what am I gonna go to the Google? That's why I went to the Facebook in the first place.
Yeah.
I could actually Google it if I wanted, but no, I needed some
context,
some real answers from people that that have actually watched it and actually that I know. But anyway, woke up this morning, and how you do when we get up in the morning, and we just scroll while we're waiting for our pre-workout to kick in and shit like that.
Yep.
And I noticed that someone had commented on the post something to the effect of, Mr. Howard, I can't take your disparaging comments on women in my timeline.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
That's all I'm gonna say is wow.
So I immediately I looked at it, I was like, what? Maybe I misread that. So I read it again. I was like, okay, it seems pretty serious. And I noticed that
wow.
It was grayed out. There was no like, so you couldn't like the comment. There was no reply, so you couldn't reply to the comment. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I clicked on her name, and her profile was blurred out as well. So I guess she blocked me.
You. I can't take you anymore. Block.
Now I have many questions about what the fuck just happened here, right? So I went back to the actual comment and just went ahead and deleted it. No
Absolutely.
Need to leave that there for all the people who really love me to see and worry about me.
In your own way, you're also being a human being and protecting this person, because people are going to pile on.
Yes. So I got to thinking, like, where does that come from? There are so many different ways that it could have been handled. If you thought something I wrote was disparaging or it offended you in some way, you could have just easily have sent me a message and said, hey, what's happening?
You're missing the point.
Oh, okay.
That would be constructive.
Oh, okay. I get it. I get what you're saying.
People just want to have a platform to bitch about something and quote unquote win. Like, let me throw a grenade. Like, you, sir, are in the wrong. And then leave.
And then leave. I'm out of here.
No conversation, no retort. You're not allowed to have your own conversation about, like...
And you're blocked, so you can't even get back to me.
You can't even ask.
Take these stone cold double fingers.
You, sir, you offend me. I'm out. Rather than, they don't... It's a simple conversation. Oh, I'm sorry, I offended you.
Yeah.
In what context did it offend you?
Right.
So I know maybe you can open my worldview to how I can not put you in a position where you feel offended.
Exactly. Real simple. And I'm amicable to that if it's true. I mean, she was like the 40th or 50th comment down. So obviously no one else took offense to it.
Well,
and again, it's not like it was the first time I ever wrote that. I write it damn near every day. At this point, I think it's just white noise to everybody. It's like, no, and that is not my intention. I mean, there are many, many other words that can be used to disparage people. But that is not what we do here. That's never my goal. I simply wanted to know what some good shows or because I finished all the ones that I've been watching. So weekend is coming up. I need some shit to watch,
How dare you? How dare you?
Yes, I apologize for asking.
Littering my feed with your requests, and you know what? My damn feed is inundated enough with your damn requests. If you have 7 requests in a day, I'm done with it.
I'm done.
Blocked. You're blocked.
You gotta go.
Oh man!
And
oh my god! I just realized.
Yeah.
You've been canceled.
I've been canceled. Cancel culture, baby. Hashtag cancel culture. They got me. Got him.
Got him. But it's crazy. They cancel themselves. Now they can't watch your great content.
Now they can. They can. I guess they can because I didn't block them.
Oh, so you're still
they can.
Does it? Well, how does that work? If you block somebody, can you still see them? I don't think you can.
I think yes. If she wants to, and I'm sure she will be, creep my page, she can still see all my stuff because I haven't blocked. Spoiler alert! I really didn't even know who the fuck she was. I'm just gonna put that out there. I have thousands and thousands of friends and followers.
What's going on here?
On the Book of Face, and yeah, no idea who she is or was. Could have even been a bot. I don't know.
It could have been.
Could have been a Russian spy all up in my shit.
It could have been.
It isn't election year.
It could have been a spy. It could have been. I'm not. Look, you know what? We're not going to get this.
We're not going to go.
We're not going to get tapped over here. They're not. We're going to get shut down.
Shut them down.
That was your first warning.
Yeah, that was it. I was just shot across the bow. Now you shut this shit up, sir.
Shut it down. Lock it down. Oh,
but I just thought that was quite interesting. Quite interesting to to see and to just be a part of this morning.
So, what was the specific wording again? Oh, well, it doesn't have to be specific. What was the paraphrase wording? If it was you paraphrase it, what did she or whoever this individual say?
Mr. Howard, which I thought was actually pretty funny.
Mr. Howard.
Mr. Howard. I can't take your disparaging remarks to women on my timeline anymore. And so I'm blocked, and my disparaging comments will not show up on her timeline anymore until she goes to my page to see if I responded to it, which I didn't. Actually, I put a separate post this morning, which kind of sort of sub-posted about it.
Hey, look, I tell you what, we can get ourselves one more listener by just respond to the comment. This was talked about today on our podcast. Get one more listener.
One more listener.
Gotcha.
Well, bless her heart. If she really did feel some kind of way about that word and it really truly offended her or what have you.
Well, here's my
I'm
take.
sorry.
Here's my second take on this.
Okay.
And it's not even a take that. Well, this is a take. I'm not disputing your take or any take. I don't care what someone says, even if someone's offended by something. Hey, you're entitled to be offended by something if it offends you. But, and I will say, I appreciate that this person. I don't appreciate the way they went about trying to drop a grenade on you and then block you. Simply block.
Nice try.
Live and let live.
Right. I would not have known.
Exactly.
Either way, yeah.
Exactly. Or just block or send a message privately and say, hey, I'm letting you know I'm blocking you because of this. Simple as that. Doesn't need to be public.
Easy. Right.
It doesn't need to be a public shaming.
Right.
Because that's what it feels like, is a public shaming. But you can't start getting into... We live in a country where we have a freedom of speech. And who's to say, like, a song has lyrics that are offensive?
Mm-hmm.
Are we allowed to, like, oh, that's third song away, you can't say, this song offends me. Like, so it's okay to be offended by a song. Songs and comedic acts or whatever can be offensive. There's actually, like, a subset of comedy called offensive comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? You're allowed to be offended.
There's a subset of podcasts called Offensive Podcasts that we're trying to get into.
But it comes back to it. It's like, look, there's no need for the public shaming where you publicly trying to, like, rally people to, let's all block Mr.
That's
Howard.
Right. Get him. Get him.
Hey, look.
Grab your pitchforks and torches.
You're allowed to have your opinion. But don't try to skew it, because guess what? I know the followers of Mr. Howard, Mr. Shorter-In-Person here, know what kind of great guy he is. But,
I appreciate the kind words.
But if you were a new follower to Mr. Shorter-In-Person, and you see this comment, and you go, oh, shit, now I got to scroll back. What kind of other disparaging, offensive comments?
Right.
Does he do this? Does he do stuff all the time?
Right.
Where it's like,
yeah, is this a
callback to something that was really, really bad? Well, you know what? If this is the case, I might just unfollow him right now or block him. And I mean, if someone does that without even taking a chance to do their due diligence, again, that's part of an issue of what we see sometimes today, where someone says one thing about one person, and everyone makes up their mind, oh yeah, without even looking at it.
That's right. Get him. Get him. Get him.
It's the
mob mentality.
Well, I was gonna say, who's the writer of Frankenstein?
What is her name? Mary Shelley, I believe.
Mary Shelley. It's the Mary Shelley effect. Let's go ahead and get our pitchforks and go after Frankenstein, the little monster.
The monster.
Yeah, Frankenstein's monster. Sorry.
That's right.
I apologize. Let's go after Frankenstein's monster because someone labeled him a monster,
right? And
have no idea who the monster is. Mm-hmm. Well, you, Mr. Howard, you're a monster.
I'm a monster.
I tell you, literature. There's a lot of callbacks throughout a culture that you can find parallels with any piece of literature throughout the time.
Oh, the absolutely, certainly.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's one thing I feel like. I know we have Audible books, and that kind of gets some people to listen in. But we have so many streaming services. No one reads books anymore. Do you ever feel that way?
Unfortunately, I do sometimes, but I think it's kind of tough to say nobody. You know, I think not as many as in the past because there's so much technology, there's so many screens, there's so much
entertainment
stuff just bombarding you constantly all day that you kind of sort of don't get that inkling to, okay, I'm going to pick up a book. Even the books that I read now are mostly on iPad, so it's still digital. You know what I mean? Yep. But hopefully there are still people who like the actual feel of a book, because I'm writing one and I'd like for you all to purchase it when it's done.
FYI, this was why we were shifting this to plug the book. What's this book called?
Quote unquote. But it's interesting, really, because I have an 8-year-old, and I'm like, she's gonna be 9 in October. It's just flying by, right? And he has upwards of 100 books, in his room, in the living room, sometimes on the dining room table because he doesn't like to put them away. But he has tons and tons and tons of books that he reads. But now that he has the video games that he loves and the YouTube that he loves and the Netflix that he loves, we kind of put him on a schedule. Okay, you can play the game on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. You can watch this amount of television. And then we get him into, okay, now you got to go back and now you have to read 10 pages. You have to, it's just what you have to do. Kind of sort of keep that ingrained, and hopefully that'll keep going. His love of books and his love of reading will keep going. And then if everyone does that, then everyone will be still reading books as we keep going on.
Well, you lose a lot of classics, and you lose a lot of literary devices and kind of hidden double meanings that really draw out times when people were alive that were writing these books, what was going on in history, which I think is really, really interesting when you look at and reading. It doesn't matter what type of book it is. It could be fantasy, and they might have some callbacks to, just think of any books that had callbacks to World War I and II, and you kind of see the parallels with, whoa, this is being written because it's talking about stuff going on in the world. And I feel like that hopefully doesn't become something lost to technology throughout the years.
Yeah.
We can call this our Book Club Friday.
Book Club Fridays, I love it.
Well, again, let's go ahead and I probably shouldn't even tell you what I think my idea just came up with you talking about going through this book.
All right, we're gonna trademark it though.
We got trademark.
TM.
We come up with so many things we trademark on the show.
Know.
But this one,
if people actually listen, they could probably take our ideas and just run with it.
Well,
billionaires at this point.
Think about this. So you have the classic. You have your hand in the real world physical book. You're turning pages, feeling the pages. You have audiobooks, so you get the audio, and then you have digitized versions where you're just scrolling through your iPad. What if we kind of marry the old of a literature book, moving more into the graphic novel, where it's told mostly through pictures or pictorial representation, and then also going more towards how there's adaptations for movies and things like that nature, where you're recreating old books. Well, let's say, let's pick a book, Game of Thrones or something like that. How about that book series? How you have a lot of these, like, thinking from a fantasy standpoint, dragons and these White Walkers, zombies, or whatever you want to call it. What if you had a book that is it's an adaptation of that book? It's like a pop-up book, but for certain segments, whether it be with Google goggles or some sort of the new virtual
Oculus,
goggles, you read the certain portion of it, and it's not the whole book is animated like a feature film, but certain aspects, whether it be, the dragon's revealed, and then you can hit the button, and then you get a 3-dimensional rendering of this dragon or a scene within the book. And it won't take much for like a 1,000-page huge book. All you need is certain major parts of a tiny 30-second rendering, or hell, even like a 2 or 3 second GIF of this 3D rendering where you marry pop-up books from kids, which wouldn't it be great if you could have a pop-up book for your entire piece of media, and now rather than your book will be the size of a room if you had to pop open every single page.
Right.
But with as much information you could fit in one little drive, right in the spine of the book, I don't know how the pages would actually work out, but when it comes down to it,
shit, Shrek.
How cool would that
Trademark be? That shit.
Boom, boom.
We got to come up with that. That's awesome. That's a great idea. A lot of times when you're reading some things and you just can't quite get the feel of, just kind of like you're saying, Game of Thrones or any other fantasy book where it's a land and you gotta figure out, okay, well, I'm in this part of the land, but then there's some water there, and there's some mountains over there, and then there's another part of this land where the dwarves live. You know what I'm saying? And they'll give you a little, they'll give you a little key plan, one little map. But with your idea, you can actually see that map can come alive, so you understand the layout. You understand what's going on from here to there to here to there. We might not post this podcast until we come up with
and then
trademark this.
Here's the other caveat, which I think would be really cool. So say you have your book, your classical book. So again, using Game of Thrones, because you have George R. R. Martin still alive. He has his own vision for something.
Right.
So what you would do is you would have whoever's still like these writers that are still there, you would have their version. You can have the author's version. And each of the characters as introduced would be them going to a professional graphic designer and giving you their rendering of what they imagined in their head when they were writing it, so you can see the book in their eyes. Now, picture it as if you're little B, and you're reading through a book. It doesn't have to be something as grown as Game of Thrones, but say you're talking about, we'll go with Game of Thrones. Say he goes, okay, there's a dragon. All right, B, what do you see as the dragon? He renders it one time, and then anywhere throughout the thing, his rendering of that dragon plays throughout that story.
Holy shit. I think we got to shut this down right now.
His idea of what this map would look like is what renders throughout the entire thing for segments of it.
This is it. This is how we're going to retire early. This is how we're going to get our private islands and submarines and helicopters, because that's the shit that's on my wish list when I make a lot of money. Yeah, a helicopter and a submarine. I'm deathly afraid of the water,
and he doesn't like flying.
But you gotta be pretty damn gangster to have a submarine. So
and he's talking about the helicopter that comes out of the submarine.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a whole it's like a yacht that can actually go under the water.
Yeah.
So it's a submarine, and then on the yacht, naturally, it's got to have a helicopter.
Helicopter pad with an elevator goes under and close the hatch.
Oh man, dreams. Now let's render that shit from my Oculus.
Oh shit.
All right, we're done here. We just wanted to jump in really quick and tell you some things, and then we actually just came up with a great idea that we're going to go back and figure out how we can bring this to market so that we can retire early.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Like right now, it makes me want to go out right now and buy it. I wish it existed.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. We're going to Google it and be like, oh shit.
Oh, damn it.
Damn you, Elon Musk. Son of a bitch.
We're going to go to Shark Tank.
Yeah, let's do it. Coming into the tank. It's handsome Shrek. Shorter-In-Person.
Oh, man.
These two hoes.
Hey, look, the greatest part is we can call the collection of books as Second Take.
That's right. It is the second take. Boom! All the ideas are right there.
Oh, shit.
All right, let's go put this pen and paper and figure this all out.
Sounds great.
And get rich. Tell them all good night, Handsome Shrek.
Good night, Handsome Shrek.
Good night, everyone. Your hoes.
Before I go to bed, I love reading books. I love reading words and the way the pictures look. I love to eat a good dinner that my mom cooks. After I eat dinner, I love reading books.